Hi everyone, it's Sheree from Paper Pieces and Leftovers. I've pre-inked everything except for a couple little pieces, but I wanted to show you guys that this is going to be your fade resistant distress ink. There are a couple of them. This is Rusty Hinge on Caramel, and I don't always go to that one. I actually use this one, which is the Vintage Photo. And my apologies for anybody that is purchasing Catherine Pooler ink. I stopped using it when Catherine Pooler released that there's faded. I didn't notice that there was a difference between archival and fade resistant versus ones that fade because I was just getting back into scrapbooking when I started using it. Here is one of the pieces I did long ago, and as you can see, it turns just very lightly yellow. And I have more of them. I actually have one that I posted on my Facebook that actually cracked in half. This one has cracks, but the other one actually cracked in half. That's Glossy Accents. So when you guys were sending me messages, I was just telling you, err on the side of caution. It's not a guarantee that it's going to happen, but it can. And I just don't want you guys putting all your hard work into a piece just to have something that could possibly happen. Lawn Fawn is another permanent dye ink. And I do use Lawn Fawn for my browns. I use Crunchy Leaf. And then, as I showed you in other videos, Hero Arts. It says fade resistant right on the back. But basically, when you buy inks, you want to look at something that says archival. You can't see what I'm digging through now because I edited the video at least to crop it. And I was digging out this. So this here is going to be crushed velvet paper. And as you see, I bought it back in 2021 and a little bit goes a long way. I did use the crushed velvet for his hat and the white fluffy part. And here is Memento ink. Memento is fade resistant as it's archival and permanent. And I'm using the wood handled dauber. I don't pull the colors with the Velcro, the little foam pads off, because I've had it where I've went to go ink and it's flopping all over the place because the velvet does not last forever. And I went around my red piece with Lawn Fawn, and that is crushed pepper, I believe. We're going to go around the little present now with a finger dauber in the Hero Arts Ombre ink. I get them when they're on sale at Hobby Lobby. And this is a finger dauber. I hold it at 45 degrees just to try to avoid hitting the corners and the sides because it does make you go through daubers very fast. But there is no right or wrong way to ink. So if you want to ink the edges, go ahead. As daubers or finger daubers are very inexpensive. If I want the ink to go farther in than just my edges, I use those. Those are just little brushes from Amazon. And here is the 40-piece bag of daubers I got from Amazon. And here are screenshots of 60 finger daubers for 16 and some change. But the screenshots are one because I bought it, and two just so you can kind of pause it and write down what to look for on Amazon. That way you can have access to it. But I stopped using Catherine Pooler some time ago, and because I quit inking in my videos just because the clicking. And sometimes we forget to talk as I get hyper focused on inking to make sure that I am going on my piece and not saturating it anywhere. I sometimes just forget that I'm even recording because inking does take quite some time. When I pointed to the dauber, the blue one, as you'll see, they slowly start absorbing ink deeper and deeper into the pad, and I hate wasting ink. So what I do is I trim it down, and I saw somebody do it in a video. And I don't remember who because it was quite some time ago, but she takes scissors and just trims off all those little wispy pieces on the top of the dauber. And I get it because I don't want to throw ink away, and ink is very expensive to collect. And I say collect because we don't necessarily use one color as much as we do another. But you can't tell the difference between a finger dauber and then the handheld dauber. That color is going to be American Crafts, the color grass. My muzzle, always American Crafts straw. The red is just Crimson by American Crafts. The hat is all the crushed velvet. And my bear is always going to be the color caramel. So he is from Marjorie Ann Designs. It is Calendar Bears, the month December. And I'm a visual learner, so I started trying to insert the little thumbnails or pictures as I go because sometimes I need to see something to make it make sense, and that's just me. I know in nursing school, I never opened my book because the way the teachers did our lectures and even coming down to write my thesis, I had taken enough notes but had a lot of pictures I drew, even though some of them were stickmen. But I'm just a visual learner. And so when we had overhead teaching and whatnot, I was able to learn a lot more than opening a book. And I was able to sell my nursing books back to the school because they were still closed in the cellophane wrappers. So the December bear comes with that little snow globe, and I did show the flake and glitter glue that you can cut a piece of acetate out and put a dot on his feet and the chimney and let it dry and then put your acetate over it. And I may or may not create a globe. I just had such a bad experience with my glossy accents discoloring and breaking that it discouraged me from wanting to do it again because I've always been go big or go home. You guys know that. For my berries on my mistletoe, I did use my Nuvo drops that have glitter in it. They are not available on Amazon. So I went and looked around, and they are available from tonicstudios.com, and they're $9.99. They dry, they're not like the pearlescent or the clear, it's very thick, and I just do it on red paper to give it more the oomph. I have not used them on acetate. That's what I was holding it up for. I just went ahead and cut out my little mistletoe berries in my crimson red cardstock and used my Nuvo drops right over them. And the California warning, we get it on everything, that everything can cause cancer. Unfortunately, they have to tell us. The other thing that I wanted to show you guys is when we're tracing heads or hair on, etc., that We Are Memory Keepers makes this, and it's called Sticky Thumb. That's actually just the envelope I saved that it all comes in. It says it's permanent, but it's not. But it does allow for you to get a good adherence to a piece you're working on. They come with several filler sheets and a little binder. You just actually snip that binder on the metal piece closed and it punches holes in it for you and it'll stay in there. But it will allow you to hold a piece down and trace or attach your eyes before you glue your hair down so you can move your hair up and down. Because it is removable. And I did email We Are Memory Keepers and let them know that it wasn't permanent. And I didn't know if it was just because I live in California. I ordered it during the summer and the heat kind of made the gum on the back of it not as sticky or to be permanent as it should. They apologized. They corrected it. They sent me some new pieces. I haven't opened those packages yet just because I haven't had the need to. I have so much going on my desk anyways that it was funny when I was actually doing the recording of this. I didn't plan on doing a voiceover, but then my husband was watching TV and all of a sudden the shows that were coming on and the music coming on, I could still hear it. And I don't want them to remove the sound from my videos because it happened to one of my TikToks a while back. And so I took my TikTok down because I got a sound violation, copyright violation. So they removed the sound. But either way, I just have to be more aware because my husband, we have surround sound on every single TV. And I'm talking, I should take a picture of the speakers and show you. Actually, I'm going to pause the video and I'll be right back. So I went and took a picture of the speaker. And this is what we have in every room. They go all the way up to my chest, so you can hear him outside. So there is no way to avoid if he's watching it even in the bedroom. We can still hear it through the walls with the door closed. And we have thick walls and doors. It's just the power coming out of those speakers. But anyhow, I started using these tweezers with that silicone backing because I found them on Temu. And I still use my other silicone tip tools when I mix my mediums, my paints, etc. because I actually paint ceramic when I'm not scrapbooking. I did Christmas ornaments. I've done Halloween or little ornament things that go on a shelf. I put them in the window. I just make sure they have a good sealer. That way the sun doesn't fade them. I do diamond art. I do a lot of things. It's not just scrapbooking. And I also play Xbox. I love my video games. So this color in the Nuvo is discontinued. I tried to find it for you guys everywhere. It was the one I used on my gingerbread girl on the house and on the little boy on the gingerbread wall. I looked at Tonic Studios, I looked on eBay, I looked on Etsy, I looked on Amazon, and they no longer have it. So I'm going to have to figure out another white to use, and I will keep you guys updated once my bottle runs a little lower and I'm forced to purchase it. So Franklin is glued down the same way every time unless his position is changed, such as when Peyton was standing on the footstool or Franklin was sitting on the present as an elf. It's if he's in a standing position, he's always going to be glued down the same, and your kids are going to be glued very similarly. So Franklin is always going to be his legs, his feet, his body, his ears, and then his inner ear pads, and then his head. His head goes on last if he's got a scarf or even a shirt collar. The little, yeah, the little collar. So with kids, I noticed, or with Franklin Ugly Sweater, if they have a collar, it's going to be the shirt and then that little oval piece that would look like a nose and then his head. But the head's going to go on last. Unless it's a kid, the hair goes on last. And that's just the way that I found it goes the most smooth. If you do it repetitively and you do it consistently the same way, you won't have as many mistakes. I've made mistakes. I show you guys and I tell you guys I didn't delete it so you guys could see that I made a mistake. And this one, I did cut out the presents and whatnot because I had 1,000 Franklin bears. I really don't know if I'm going to give into the snow globe or not, or if I'm just going to actually leave him with presents and do him as a giveaway on my page. And this is just proof. I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Franklins cut out. I am normally cutting out Franklins, even though I have tons. I am cutting them out while I'm inking and I'm gluing while watching some form of YouTube on my desktop. Hubby got me the computer that it's the Apple 8K. I can play my Xbox on it, so I don't even have to go move to a different room to a TV. And it is in the best clarity that you'll have because it's 8K Retina. But I don't have a tower. Everything's in my actual screen that is right on my desk. And then my keyboard slides right under it, and my mouse I can move all over the place. So here I'm just going to attach everything to the bow. I might throw some Wink Stella on the bow, and I think I'm going to do this as a giveaway on my page. So if you see this, just keep an eye out on my Facebook page, because this was just to kind of show the velvet paper that this is the whole reason I bought the crushed velvet was for winter and Christmas, because it just fits so perfect with so many things. And those fine line applicators, they're the glue bottles. I bought several packs of them last year, and they do last a long time, but that's what they look like if you go onto Amazon. They're just called fine line applicators, fine tip. And they're refillable. The tips don't get clogged. The yellow and the blue, they're a very slightly different size gauge, but it really doesn't matter. I actually have black tips in there as well that were replaceable ones. Okay, I had to pause it because I had a phone call and had to figure out where I left off. So those tips, if you put in fine line applicator and you scroll, you will see them come up. I don't know what they're listed under, but if I come across them again, I'll let you guys know. And this Franklin bear for the December, I'm just going to add the presents. Like I said, I'm not sure about doing the globe. I just wanted to at least get it going to show you guys some of the additions that you can add, because I love adding texture to my pieces. And texture meaning Nuvo drops and Wink Stella. Wink Stella is a glitter pen that you get from Hobby Lobby, but you can also get it in Amazon or any place online, really. And the crushed velvet paper, it adds just the perfect addition to things that you're working on. I can do anything I want as far as creating accessory pieces from another file and adding them to Franklin. I just can't post them to Marjorie Ann Designs. If I do meld a file together, just like the ugly sweaters that you guys got your hands on, It's because I did that and then I sent her the finished product so she could create it. That way you guys don't have to buy 3 or 4 files to get the result I did. It all comes in one. And that's also why I did the video with you guys for Franny and Franklin Ugly Sweater, was because I had to figure out the piecing since Franklin actually had to wear clothes. And here I was just letting everybody know I'm not gluing his arms down because I don't know what I'm doing with him yet. Now, you guys, these Uniball markers, that is silver and the other is gold. I got them from Amazon. And as you see, they have a pack that has white, silver, and gold. The white is very vibrant. I am actually very impressed with the white, and I'm going to pull out my older gel pen that I don't know where it came from. My stash, my son sends me things, my husband sends me things, my daughter finds things, and the other pens, they just don't have that same vibrant look. And as you guys know, I don't use it for the dots of the eyes. I actually cut those out and have for years. I showed you guys that about 2 years ago, that I pre-cut all those little white dots out. And I see some other people doing it. That's just my little eyeball case. I've had that thing forever. I think my replacement blades came into it. But I trace my mouth on because of my tremors. I just always need something straight. And that's because if not, Franklin's mouth looks drunk. I struggle with straight lines, and I actually messed it up here trying to go afterwards and darken one part of the line. I missed the mark, and that's just my shaky hands. So I ended up ripping his muzzle off and doing it again and trying not to freehand it. But any questions, let me know, and thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.